Rafi wiped the sweat off his forehead as he arranged the last pile of ripe mangoes in his small fruit stall. The marketplace around him was alive with voices, vendors calling out their prices, customers bargaining, and the clatter of carts rolling over the dusty ground. The air smelled of fresh produce, fried snacks, and spices, a mix of scents that had surrounded him since he was a child. But today, Rafi felt none of the excitement he once did. His business was struggling. Every day, fewer customers stopped by his stall. People now flocked to the new supermarket that had opened just a few blocks away. It had bright lights, endless aisles, and fixed prices. No need to haggle. How could a small fruit vendor like him compete with that? "This is useless," he muttered to himself. "I might as well close up and find another way to make a living." Just as he was about to pack up early, an old man with kind eyes stopped in front of his stall. He picked up a mango, turned it over in his hands, and smiled. "These look perfect, young man," he said. "Thank you, sir," Rafi said, forcing a smile. "But I doubt they're as perfect as the ones in the supermarket." The old man chuckled. "Why do you say that?" Rafi sighed. "People prefer the supermarket now. They don't want to shop here anymore. I think it's time for me to give up." The old man placed the mango down and looked at Rafi with gentle but firm eyes. "Let me tell you a story," he said. Once, two farmers faced a terrible drought. The first farmer saw his dry land and said, "This is hopeless." So he stopped farming. The second farmer saw the same dry land and said, "What can I do differently?" So he dug deeper wells and found water beneath the surface. He survived, while the first farmer lost everything. Rafi frowned. "But I don't see any water beneath my surface." "Maybe you haven't dug deep enough," the old man said. "Think. What can you do that the supermarket cannot?" Rafi hesitated. He had never thought about it that way. The supermarket had convenience, but what did he have? That night, Rafi lay awake thinking. He thought about his childhood, about the times when customers would come, not just for fruits, but for conversations. They would ask his father for the sweetest oranges, the ripest bananas, the juiciest melons. His father knew their names, their favorite fruits, their families. That was it. The supermarket sold fruit, but it didn't sell care. It didn't sell relationships. The next morning, Rafi didn't just open his stall. He transformed it. He rearranged his fruits beautifully, making the colors pop. He set out samples, offering slices of juicy pineapple and sweet mango to passers-by. He greeted customers with a smile, asked about their families, and suggested the best fruit for their needs. "These apples are crisp and fresh, perfect for your kids' lunchboxes," he told one mother. "Try these oranges. They'll remind you of the ones from your hometown," he said to an old man. Slowly, people began to stop. They took the samples, smiled at his warm greetings, and bought more than they had planned. They came back the next day, and the day after that. Word spread that Rafi's fruit stall wasn't just about fruit. It was about trust, about knowing you'd get the best, chosen with care. Weeks later, the old man returned. "Ah, I see you found your well," he said with a grin. Rafi beamed. "I just needed to dig deeper." The old man nodded. "And what have you learned?" Rafi smiled as he handed the man a perfectly ripe mango. "Never give up. Challenges aren't the end. They're just a chance to find a better way." The old man took the mango and patted Rafi's shoulder. "Exactly." And from that day forward, no matter how tough things got, Rafi never let the thought of giving up cross his mind again.